Nkazimulo Zulu has been a wrecking ball in the bantamweight division.
Oh, catch us all over! Oh my goodness me!
I don't know many people who welcome getting into the hexagon with such a complete finisher.
But there was no way he could hold on. That was tight and absolutely nowhere to go. Proving with every fight, Dirk.
Zulu became the bantamweight champion when he defeated Charlie Veyer at EFC 27.
Now landing a bunch of shots. Veyer looks like he's out. Zulu is the bantamweight champion.
Zulu Boy began to capture people's imagination when he won that bantamweight title against Charlie Veyer. However, there's one thing you got to realize. Pena doesn't lose.
The undefeated Demarte Pena yet to taste defeat in the EFC Hexagon.
His record speaks for itself.
Pena is by far the most successful champion that EFC has ever had.
And still, the EFC featherweight champion!
Pena relinquished his title to go down to bantamweight. And in my opinion, he's going to cause a lot of sleepless nights for the guys in that division.
Pena unleashing.
He is in complete control here.
On the one hand, we have one of the most exciting youngsters in the organization, and on the other, a former undefeated champion.
This is going to be one hell of a fight.
The bantamweight champion, Nkazimulo Zulu, defends his title against the most successful athlete in the EFC, the former featherweight champion, Demarte Pena. Plus, the hardest-hitting athlete on the continent, Tumelo Mabuta, faces off against the toughest athlete in the EFC, Donny van Heerden. This is the countdown to EFC 31. Proudly brought to you by BetExchange.com. On the 27th of February 2014, two former teammates faced off for the inaugural bantamweight title.
Our co-main event of the evening is 5 rounds for the inaugural EFC Bantamweight Championship.
A lot of people felt that Veyer would have too much in his arsenal for Zulu Boy.
But Zulu once again proved how menacing he can be. He made that fight look really easy.
Now landing a bunch of shots. Veyer looks like he's out. Nkazimulo Zulu! Nkazimulo Zulu is the inaugural EFC Bantamweight champion and the new EFC Bantamweight champion!
Means a lot to me because I've been waiting for it for a long time.
Come a long way since he first started. He's like a hard drive. You just download the information and he just picks it up straight away. He's unbelievable.
You know, I get really, really nervous when my guys compete. It feels like I'm in there. So it was a huge relief, incredible pride. Very proud of him, very happy for him. Knew the hard work had paid off, and he deserved everything that he got.
A first-round TKO victory for the man from Alexandra, Nkazimulo Zulu, was now the best bantamweight on the continent.
I'm very proud of my son. Inside of me, I know that he's a warrior.
Man, it was just crazy. I was like super happy, and to see him, you know, achieve what he's been wanting for a very long time. It also made me happy as his training partner and friend.
Growing up in Alexandra, Zulu is set on not only improving himself as an athlete, but also improving himself as a person.
My life is changing. All the people that have been helping me, is like I can see improvement in my life. Like I can see the future. Fighting, it changed my life, and it's still changing my life.
It's a privilege to help somebody reach their goals, and yeah, it's a personal thing. You know, it's not for the limelight for me or anything like that. But it's for him to reach his goals because I know he deserves it.
But he's special. As a kickboxer, unbeaten, incredible fighter. And then when he went into MMA, it really pleased us because we know he's got a future. But the only problem is I wanted him to have a good job, so he's always got something to fall back on. That's why we got him an apprentice job as a motor dealer.
Zulu works and studies full-time, all whilst still training to be the best in his division. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears has got Zulu to the top, and he will look to remain a champion for as long as possible.
I feel like I'm someone else now. I feel like I can do anything on the guy that is in front of me. I feel like the guy can't stop me.
But waiting in the shadows is the former featherweight champion Demarte Pena, the most dominant champion in EFC history.
Pena was a dangerous prospect for anyone, even at featherweight, and now that he's dropped down, we're going to see an even more dangerous Pena.
Demarte Pena became the featherweight champion at EFC 10, defeating the Hexagon veteran Leo Gloss via unanimous decision.
The EFC featherweight champion, Demarte the Wolf Pena.
Pena then went on an unprecedented run of victories, defeating the best the featherweight division could throw at him. The young boy who had to flee his native Angola because of a war has now grown into one of the most successful athletes on the continent. Adored by fans and fellow athletes alike, Pena has overcome every obstacle in his life and has promised that nothing will ever get in his way to get to the top.
Pena was undefeated in 8 fights. 5 of those were title defenses. He knows what it's like to compete at the championship level. This is going to be Zulu's toughest test yet.
Having dominated the division, Pena eventually was due to face good friend and fellow teammate Boyd Allen. However, Pena refused and decided to relinquish his belt and drop down to bantamweight.
We did sit down about it and had a discussion in terms of, thinking, Demarte, your division's open now, and you'll be dominating in the EFC in the featherweight division.
People forget that Pena's actually a very small featherweight, yet he managed to defeat bigger opponents like Elena Lunga, Wenzel Nel, and even Wesley Hawkey. He managed to get his hand raised every single time.
You've been dominating in the division that you shouldn't actually be in, where the guys are bigger and stronger than you. So let's go down to your actual division and see how you do there.
If you look back with all my fights, guys like Wenzel, guys like Ilunga was a giant, basically. So I think I've been fighting, all the guys that I've been fighting were a lot bigger than me. My first fight at featherweight, I was weighing around 62 kilos. So that's massive.
Mott was a guy that was having to work extra hard to keep his weight up to compete with the guys at featherweight.
Personally, I think he's the pound for pound the strongest athlete in the UFC. I think he's going to dominate that division pretty easily.
Pena at bantamweight is a scary thought. He won't be outsized by his opponents, and he's going to be exceptionally strong. It is going to take a lot to beat him at bantamweight.
We're doing weights, we're doing a lot of grind, we're doing a lot of stand-up, fitness, like everything now combined.
A lot of weights, a lot of cardio, different types of cardio with weights. But basically, and strengthening his core. So the Zulu boy that's fighting now is about 3 times stronger than the Zulu boy that fought last time.
Training camp for both these guys is going to be very interesting. Zulu's got to pick up the power so he can nullify Pena's strength, and Pena has to make the weight cut down without losing that power.
Mott's a pure animal. He's a machine, and he sometimes has to be told to stop because he works so hard.
Well, this fight I've been training hard, I've been waking up early, it's been tough, you're sore, you need to keep grinding, So I think that's what I've been doing. I haven't underestimated my opponent. I'm doing the same amount, even more sessions a day. Just need to be ready for that fight, I can't relax now, because I'm facing a dangerous opponent, and if you give him a chance, he's going to take the win, so I'm not going to allow him to do that.
Even though Pena is undefeated, certain parts of the MMA community feel that he hasn't proved himself at bantamweight, a point Pena's head coach strongly disagrees with.
Prove yourself to who? Prove yourself to what? He has proved himself. He's the most defending champion out there. He's got the most title fight defenses. So who's he actually proving what to what? What, proving to the haters that he needs to prove himself as a bantamweight? Okay, well, he's a featherweight, he shouldn't be in featherweight, and he's proved himself. Now he's going to his actual weight. I want to see a bantamweight go to featherweight and get the belt.
Look, Demarte Pena is a good athlete. He was champion for a reason, and we want to fight him. So it doesn't really bother us whether we fight him now or fight him in 3 months' time. We're ready for him. We're gonna chow him. We got his number.
Nkazimulo Zulu boy Zulu.
think I fought him before and I beat him and I will beat him again.
Demarte Pena!
At the end of that night, EFC 31 and Coca-Cola Dome, Demarte the new EFC bantamweight champion.
There's huge pressure on both of these guys. Zulu because it's his first title defense, and Pena because he has given up everything to make this fight happen.
At EFC 31, the stand-up specialist and bantamweight champion Nkazimulo Zulu will put his title on the line as he faces off against the former undefeated featherweight champion Demarte Pena.
Pena and Zulu is literally a perfect matchup. You've got the best combination between horsepower and technique. This fight can literally go on for days.
Zulu shot to the top of the division where he comprehensively beat Charlie Veer in the inaugural bantamweight title fight, proving that he is the best on the continent.
I heard saying on tweet that on the 3rd of July is already gonna be a bantam champion. That's not gonna happen, so I'm gonna put him back in his place, teach him respect again, because I think it's the one thing that he lost now.
This is going to be a clash of the titans. The two best pound-for-pound fighters in the EFC are going to go head-to-head. So it's going to be an entertaining fight wherever it goes.
It's not often that a champion comes into the fight the underdog, but it is in this case.
It's hard not to be an underdog when you're going up against somebody who's remained undefeated in his weight class and was the champion coming down to face you. It's going to be really hard to not be that underdog.
Having dominated the featherweight division for over 3 years, Demarte Pena relinquished his featherweight title to drop down to bantamweight, a division he feels he can dominate as well.
He thinks he's just gonna wait for the takedown, he's gonna get hits, and he's gonna get hits, and when he thinks he's gonna get taken down, he's gonna get, you know, just like that, make it dirty, just make him work, you know. If he's gaining muscle now, he's gonna need to use those muscles because I'm gonna make him work. It's just gotta work every second. It's just gonna make him work, make it a dirty fight.
Demarte's gonna go out there and prove why he's pound for pound the best African MMA champion in Africa.
He's just got the right mentality for the game, and you can't break him mentally or physically. He's just the perfect athlete, and I think that he'll be the bantamweight champion without a doubt.
A lot of people are writing off Zulu and saying Pena's got an easy win in this fight. But they got to look back to Pena's fight with Nell, where his stand-up was seriously exposed, and Zulu's stand-up is on another level. This is going to be closer than you think.
Will the dangerous finishing skills of Zulu Boy once again get his hand raised? Or will the experience and strength of the Wolf be enough to become a champion once again? It's Nkazimulo Zulu versus Demarte Pena.
When you fight for the title, you need to go there and you give it your all, you know? You have everything to win and nothing to lose, really, you know? But when you're defending, there's so much to lose, you know? And I think that's the most important thing. If he doesn't understand that now, I don't think he's gonna be victorious.
Demarte Pena, you know what, bruh? I knocked you out before and I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna put you back in your place and teach you respect again, because you lost the respect, bruh. I'm the champ. You must know that.
One is the most lethal stand-up fighter on the continent.
Nkazimulo Zulu!
The other, an undefeated former champion.
Demarte Pena!
On the 3rd of July at the Coca-Cola Dome in Johannesburg, EFC bantamweight champion Nkazimulo Zulu clashes with the undefeated Demarte the Wolf Pena. Two greats will finally collide. Plus, the most feared athlete in the organization, Tumelo Mabuta, will unleash his fury against the former light heavyweight title contender Donny van Heerden. It's Nkazimulo Zulu versus Demarte Pena for the championship title, and Tumelo Mabuta takes on Donny van Heerden in the clash of the light heavyweights. EFC 31, 3 July, Coca-Cola Dome. Tickets and broadcast information at EFCAfrica.com. He is the hardest-hitting athlete on the continent. A mountain of a man with unmatched power. He is Tumelo Mabuta.
Tamela Maphutha is one scary individual. He has incredible knockout power and incredible strength.
There's no such thing as a training camp for Tamela. He's always in training camp. Whenever I give him a call, he's ready to step up.
But standing in his way is one of the toughest men in the organization, with the heart of a warrior. He is Donny van Heerden.
They do not come much tougher than Donny van Heerden. This guy fought Heerden for 3 rounds with a broken wrist.
He's brutally tough and doesn't know how to give up. It's literally all heart with this guy.
On the 3rd of July at the Coca-Cola Dome in Johannesburg, 2 light heavyweights will go to war as the hard-hitting Tumelo Mabuta squares off against former light heavyweight title contender Donny van Heerden.
He's a very tough opponent, but I believe I'm also a tough opponent, so that's why I said it's going to be an awesome fight.
Comes from a boxing background. His stand-up's good, his wrestling is good, his grappling is good, and he's tough. So again, it's going to be a proper test for us.
We all know Tumelo has got heavy hands, and that poses a threat.
Going to come out swinging with knockout power. So yeah, I think probably take the game just from there. But yeah, I am going to throw back, and yeah, let's see where it goes.
Tumelo Mabuta successfully returned to the light heavyweight division, smashing Fraser Opie into submission, sending out a warning to the rest of the division.
I was surprised that the fight stopped so quickly. I was waiting to roll and to have fun, but I didn't expect that.
We saw a really aggressive Tumelo come out against Fraser Opie. He forced Fraser to quit. Not many guys can do that. I feel Tumelo's found his stride.
If you take a look at his record, you wouldn't think too much of Tumelo. But if you take a look at his fights, you're going to see a different story. He had JP Kruger in a world of trouble. He was smashing Gareth McClellan all over the place.
McClellan will be tested.
He got a split draw with the now welterweight champion Henry Fadipe. Plus, he holds the record for the fastest knockout on the continent. Tumelo is good. He's very, very good.
I've had guys decline fights against Tumelo Mabuta, and 9 out of 10 times, you ask anybody who they don't want to fight, it's going to be Tumelo. That's not the case with Donny van Heerden. The guy isn't afraid of anyone.
Donny van Heerden last fought in a title-deciding bout against Heerden. Early on, however, van Heerden broke his wrist, yet he still continued.
Yeah, I broke my wrist the first punch. I don't know if I caught the elbow or the arm, but I know I broke it the first punch. It felt like 20 kilos. It dropped all the way down here.
I actually wanted to pull him after I wanted to cancel the fight with a broken wrist. And he was like, no, he'll fight on. So that's just the warrior that he is.
Since that fight, van Heerden has been on the sidelines for over 13 months. But a lot has changed in the van Heerden household.
Yeah, since the last fight, it took me about 6 months to heal the wrist. And then after that, I waited for my baby boy to be born. I must say it's the best feeling ever. It's better than winning any fight. It's better than getting any business contract or anything. It's just undescribable. It's the best feeling ever.
Now fighting for his new family, van Heerden will have extra motivation to get the W and create a legacy for his newborn son.
It is extra motivation because now you don't have to like sort of prove it to yourself. You have to show your boy, you know what, your father was good in his days when he's growing up. So
Donny has been with the EFC since the very beginning, and he has faced some of the toughest names out there.
This guy submitted Donovan Hawkey without breaking a sweat.
That's trouble for Hawkey. That's trouble for Hawkey.
Trouble for Hawkey. Taps up.
That's it. Donny van Heerden.
He absolutely smashed Danie into submission.
Oh, it's all over. Donny, the Pitbull van Heerden gets the win.
Plus, he got a very impressive first-round victory against Jason Culver.
Got that rear naked choke.
Culver tapped out.
But he's got it.
Van Heerden, yet another win.
Donny's going to come into this fight guns blazing. He's been itching to get back into the hexagon, and this is his opportunity to get right back up to the top.
Two giants will collide as the KO King Tumelo Mabuta takes on the boxing and wrestling specialist Donny van Heerden.
They're going to have to expect unexpected. I'm going to have to bring something that they've never realized that Tumelo will bring. I might just do something else on this one, say.
Tumelo, gaan nie om jou te submit, jy gaan om jou seer te maak. En al kans dat Danie het is om te submit en dit is highly unlikely om te gebeur. So ek sien hierdie fight definitief met 'n ref stoppage eerste tweede ronde.
Moving back up to light heavyweight, Mabuta destroyed England-based Fraser Opie, forcing Opie to verbally submit early on in the first round. A dominant performance from Mabuta that sent shockwaves through the division.
In this fight, we're going to see the same aggressive Tumelo that we saw against Opie. He's coming in here with only one thing in his mind, and that is to knock Danie out.
Although losing his title fight against Heerden, Donny van Heerden returns stronger than ever and will look for a convincing victory to get him back into title contention.
He's going to offer me a stand-up challenge, which I obviously never had. All my opponents, to be honest, they don't have the stand-up that Tumelo might have, or looks like he has. So yeah, Tumelo will be my toughest stand-up fight.
You learn more from a loss than you do from a win. So I think all those mistakes that he used to make, he's basically fixed. So we're going in with a total different game plan, something that people won't expect. So watch the space.
Will the incredible knockout power of Mabuta get him the victory? Or will Van Heerden's superior boxing and wrestling skills get his hand raised? It's Tamela Mabuta versus Danie van Heerden.
Both of these guys are happy to knuckle up at any time until one of them falls down. This is a clash between two titans in the division.
I believe you're going to see a knockout from Donnie's side. And I don't think a lot of guys expect that, but you are going to see a knockout. You are going to see Tumelo being knocked out.
You can expect the toughest stand-up fight that he ever had. In my opinion, he didn't have any guy stand-up like I have stand-up. Yeah, so he's going to expect a tough fight.
I'm going to go forward. I'm going to fight. I'm not going to hold back because of the injuries and all that. I'm not going to look at what is getting an injury or what. I'm going to go there and do my thing.
Now you will see a guy coming forward and forward and forward until he puts you down. And when he puts you down, he will finish you.
One is the most lethal stand-up fighter on the continent.
Nkazimulo Zulu.
The other, an undefeated former champion.
Demarte Pena.
On the 3rd of July at the Coca-Cola Dome in Johannesburg, EFC bantamweight champion Nkazimulo Zulu clashes with the undefeated Demarte the Wolf Pena. Two greats will finally collide. Plus, the most feared athlete in the organization, Tumelo Maphutha, will unleash his fury against the former light heavyweight title contender Danie van Heerden. It's Nkazimulo Zulu versus Demarte Pena for the championship title. And Tumelo Maphutha takes on Danie van Heerden in the clash of the light heavyweights. EFC 31, 3 July, Coca-Cola Dome. Tickets and broadcast information at efcafrica.com.
Round one gets on the way with Pitbull energy drink. Give it a try for a whole new experience.
Dirk, the pressure's on for both these fighters. This is the biggest fight by far for both these men.
Nkazimulo landing a kick to the body. And that's something he also does very well. He mixes up his kicks he mixes it up with leg kicks, kicks to the body, and then occasionally fires one up top.
Dirk, I love this division. The guys are so quick. They make all the fights exciting. No doubt this is going to be one of them.
Right hand by Vea, and Zulu Boy counters with a head kick.
I just wonder if any of these fighters are going to close the gap, Dirk, and go for the takedown.
Well, they've got 5 rounds, so both of them definitely still pacing themselves.
Oh, off to a frantic start, though. Great punch.
Vea coming over the top, and now we're on the ground. He's got Nkazimulo's back. From the slip and in the scramble, he managed to take his back.
Then needs to get the hooks in. Once he gets the hooks in, he needs to go for that neck.
Still no hooks in, but he's got a hold of the neck, and now Nkazimulo's going to spin around. He seems to be out of trouble, and he's going to have the top position here. Just needs to pop his neck out. Now he does, and he has got...
Nkazimulo just settles down in half guard.
Just taking his time. He's not throwing any shots unnecessarily. Vea grabs a hold of his leg, though. And Nkazimulo ends up straight back on top.
Dirk, Nkazimulo has to do something at the moment. He's getting dominant position.
He's got that arm trapped.
Oh, that arm looks to be very, very trapped. awkward position to get an armbar from, though, Dirk.
Yeah, not going to be easy to finish it from there, but he gets back and he's in the mount with 40 seconds to go. Another elbow. It's so sudden, like you think the guy's just busy resetting, and the next minute he comes over the top, lands one, and he closes the gap immediately. Now landing a bunch of shots. Veya looks like he's out. Nkazimulo Zulu. Nkazimulo Zulu is the inaugural EFC Africa bantamweight champion.
We have a champion, people.
He had the mount and he just exploded out. He landed a couple of shots and just unloaded towards the end of that round.
On the 3rd of July, EFC bantamweight champion Nkazimulo Zulu clashes with the undefeated Demarte the Wolf Pena. EFC 31, 3 July, Coca-Cola Dome. Tickets and broadcast information at efcafrica.com.